top of the sky is darker always, and then when it move on toward the horizon, it get lighter. So I start with this light blue color, pure color first for the top of my canvas. It's so dark, but just a narrow line we need to add to make that nice transition we would like to have. And if you take heavy paint, because acrylic dries so fast, if you take really heavy paint, so you take more time to get dry fast, it's more easier to work with. Heavy paint is like that, this amount of paint. Take and try to add heavy texture on your surface. So it takes time to get dry and give you more relaxation to work and blend the colors together. So there is always a chance to blend the colors together, even in acrylic, when you work heavy, so heavy paint. Then it's not dry. Then two colors, when they both wet, you can easily blend them together. And there is no line and edges created in between. You see that I blend the dark tone into the lighter tone with this go and back and repeat this brush stroke. And the heavy paint, it's easy to work because with one layer, or even if it need two layers, you can cover all the white of canvas. It doesn't need to see any white of the canvas under it, or even the wood. So much easier to work with. Again, take more heavy paint, come a little down. Each time you come down, try to blend the other color on top that you have. So, and make it more fade together, because the sky is so smooth and soft. Shouldn't have the line in between the transition of dark blue and the light blue. I'm not coming close to the horizon because I would like to add the pure white color on that. So just the light blue so far is okay. Now if you have this space, move on into the pure white color. And then you can try to blend the pure white color into the blue. So again, you can make lighter blue, lighter than this one. I try to work more to disappear this line between the white and the light blue. A nice transition happened. You can come a little down. Still, we need to cover the mountain. We don't work on that yet. Now I'm happy with the sky. Clean the brush, or even you can use another brush. I don't want to let it dry. Because of that, I have to move on fast. A tiny bit pink you can bring in your sky. When the white is wet, the pink is moved nice on a top of the sky. And then you can repeat, go and back with the brush stroke and let it blend. Edges in between. Now it's dry. All the paint is get dry. If I add the narrow line of the mountain, the line in between create, and it helped my mountain come forward. I don't want to let it come forward. I want to blend it to the background and go to the fade to the background. So this space, a narrow line, I need to again make it wet. So I'm going to back to the pure white color a little bit with the blue that I had. Just a bit, try to make it wet, this part. Add a tone, a little bit. And now I'm going to start with light purple that I make. It's so helpful because your mountain is go back to the background. Because the blue get wet, and when I add the purple on top, they blend together and get really fade together. So move on like that. And now this mountain is so light. I need to bring some pure purple in some part, make some movement. brush stroke to look like the mountain, and even a little bit darker is okay to be, but still need to fade to the background. Anytime you need to let it blend, you need to work with a clean brush. So have a napkin beside yourself always to clean your brush, not with the water. So that's great. You see it's fade and it's already has the darkness both at the same time. So in C we can see light blue color like that, like this color, a little bit white, and a lots of turquoise color is visible. So turquoise is the color that maybe you don't have it, I'm not sure, but you can make it. If you have green color, and it's better to have light green, you can mix with blue and reach the turquoise color that we need on a C. Even if you have just dark green, you can mix with the white and reach that color. Mix with white and then the blue. But please add some green color into the palette. And I'm going to take the green color, take the blue, mix these two colors together, and then reach the nice turquoise color. Especially here in front, we have more of this color. So I keep this color as a dark tone for the front. For the stance, I need to take a little bit, mix with the white to reach lighter tone. Lighter feeling of turquoise. It's bluey of sea or something. Colors ready. I would like to apply on canvas. So with a bigger brush again, clean my brush if you have just one. I start with lighter color. The stance is fade to the background, fade to the depth, so it should be uh, actually lighter. So I'm going to start with this color, the light blue. Make sure not to lose the line of horizon. I need to keep that line to be visible, so clean. Gently I take the blue and try to cover it on the stance. But still heavy paint. Always use heavy paint. The background shouldn't be visible under the paint. If it's visible, you need to work another layer on top. So after this light blue, when you add, bring this light turquoise color and have just a feeling, the feeling of this bluey green. It's nice to have on the sea. And then move on with this pure blue color that we have already. Let them blend a little together by back and forth with the brush. If the line create in between, that's fine. Because of the water and the wave, we have something like this movement. And then the darker turquoise a little bit, it's okay to bring in center. Then back to the blue. So please take heavy paint because we need to keep this blue color still be wet. And then we can add lighter tone, darker tone on top and let it blend together. add more blue here. Sometimes when I miss some part, it gets dry. It would be okay. Again, back to the pure color. Bring the paint back and then let them be wet more. So I'm back to the blue and darker turquoise right now. Mix them together, some part with blue, some part with turquoise. So I have both at the same time. Even in some case, I'm going to add a little lighter tone of turquoise and the blue. This 4 color I use all the time to make the shape of my sea. In front is more this light turquoise and dark. So you can add more. Going back. When you're close to the sand, please add more lighter tone, even for blue and for turquoise. Still, I'm not using any white on those to make the wave. We need to bring those wave later. Just work on the blue. So I'm happy with this. I think it's okay. I can leave it to get dry and then add more paint on top later. Just close to the sand, you can see here, I think we have a feeling of purple, just a bit. It's not just turquoise. So I'm going to add more wet turquoise now. A little bit light purple, maybe, or maybe the pure purple. Yeah, the feeling of purple. Yeah, exactly. This one. Bring a little purple on top when you're close to sand. And then leave it like this. Just a bit. So please work on the sea and then I think we need to finish the sea with the wave and a tiny bit stone or rock on top, then move for around and then add this exact bigger rock and finish the sand and everything. So a little bit brown we need to have, and I'm going to use burnt umber, dark brown. And already these colors, we need to refill it. If it's finished, we need those two. And just add brown into your palette. My brown is dark and a little bit I want to make it lighter. So any color you want to make lighter, you can add tiny bit white. Not much, I just a little bit want to add to reduce this darkness, really tiny. A little lighter brown I need, like this color, not much dark. With a smaller brush, I want to make sure the sea completely be dry, or even if it's wet, we can go with heavy paint. We always doesn't need to wait everything get completely dry and work on top. We can at the same time when it's wet bring another tone, another color on top, but we need to know how to work with that. If it's wet, you can go with heavy paint, less pressure in your hand, not lift up the first color that you have already on your surface. Mine is dry, so I can bring some color on top. So I'm going to mix some white into the brown, take heavy paint. Here I see nice tiny rock. So I try to follow that and make some nice rock on top. A little bit, then come a little forward. And at the same time, I can bring some darker or pure brown as well. You don't have to blend, the rock is heavy, that's fine. And if it's separate from the sea, it's okay. We let this time our rock get dry, we bring a wave on top of it. Now it looks like it's separate from the the sea that we already make it blend. But make sure not to shape it really big, just so small. Shape this rock and a little bit I see here. Even if you shape it really big, you can fix it. You can add more, let it dry and add more blue around. And I see one here. Even if it's the here separation between the white and this darkness would be fine. We will back and add some more tone here. Just pure white. Move on with this angle. And then take some more, it depends which part you work. Take some more turquoise light or blue, light blue. And move on like this, close to the white. Try to bring it so gently into the sea. Just touch the white color and bring it to the sea. And now my paints start to get dry even with this technique too. Just like that. So for these two parts, again, we can repeat the same technique. So this part, I would like to add a little bit lighter wave. I'm going to add white close to this rock. Heavy texture this time. More easy. Just bring heavy white color close to this part and make heavy paint. just touch the rock, close to the rock. And then clean the brush with blue color, which is lighter, a little tone. Try to make some wave between this part that you already have, just a bit, not much. And even with turquoise. That's enough. This is about that. And I think here we can have a little bit more white. We don't need to make really heavy paint. Just same as this angle that we can make another angle like that. We just add a little white to make some wave like this. Even on top a little bit, or even this part. Yellow ochre, and even if you don't have any reddish brown like burnt sienna, we can add red color mixed with the brown and reach the color that we need for that reddish part. And the white color we need to refill it as well, dark brown for the dark part of my painting, and take a little bit, mix with the red color. It gives me nice reddish brown, because in most of the part I need some reddish color, reddish brown, this color. And then even we need yellow ochre to bring some, so we can use pure yellow ochre. We can bring some white color on top. I think here in center a little light, so a tiny bit yellow ochre I would like to mix with white color to make it lighter. Just these two mixture would be enough. And then I'm going to start with this reddish brown first. Take some. Try to add a little tone here, really heavy. Some tone here. I'm not seeing about the blending anything. Clean the brush. Even we can use some purple. Always purple effect in our painting. A little purple you can bring in between for these edges, between the water and the rock. Then move on with the darker brown, the pure one on top. Add some heavy movement here. If it's really dark, then you can back to this reddish or even the yellow ochre. And yellow ochre. I just play with some colors that I have to make it more interesting on the surface, in the mountain or rock. A little bit you can make it blend with brown. Just make some heavy edges, which is interesting. Even bring some yellow. I think more yellow is nice to bring. And you see I mix with the colors that I already have, with the brown and red. Just a bit dark pure brown here. And when it's wet, I can bring heavy paint, very gently touch it, so this dark brown can sit on top of the other light colors. After this rock that you made with the colorful yellow ochre, a little touch of pink, reddish brown, and the brown, I'm going to add these two rock brown, the same color, but we need to bring the green on top later. So start with darker color, which is the dark brown. Try to keep the shape of drawing. I would like to go with the edge because of the rock. It's not soft, it's not curvy, it has edge. And then move on with reddish color on top, heavy texture. I'm not blending any color together this time. Then yellow ochre. Even pure red color in some cases nice to bring. Pure red color effect on the top part as well, in that part.